All right, and we are back. So, this morning we're going to get into our astral contract as well as start our daily. And so, this one doesn't need necessarily a big deep dive in it. Generally speaking, you can pick whichever Gleem out of here, but generally, this goes into the Astromon that you were building in your contract of hero. Now, that kind of goes back to whether you picked Water Valkyrie like I did, or you picked Fire Arthur, and even if you picked water, or not water, wood Odin, that's fine as well. So these are generally to match what hero you pick to help, get it one step closer to Evo 3, because that is the end goal with a lot of your Astromon. However, I'm going to be building my Dark Odin for fun. This is something I'm doing just as a challenge. You don't necessarily have to follow along for something like this, but I do want to test something that I'm curious about, and I can't do this on my main account. Super Gleams really don't come around that often. So this is really your only other spot, I think, outside of maybe buying them out of the store, which I don't suggest ever doing, that you can get them, because they're not super necessary, but they're here and you get a contract. So I'm going to pick the Water Gleam here just because if it doesn't work out with my Dark Odin, I at least have it as a water to go into the Water Valkyrie, because Water Valkyrie, again, that Astromon is still one powerful Astromon to have on your team and can give you, again, you can run Dark Mona, Water Valkyrie, Light Arthur, and then, eventually Water Persephone. And talking about that too, this Gleam can go into Water Persephone as well, So there's a lot of different ways you can go about that, but we're just going to grab the Water Gleam and go from there. Oh, and of course, we're going to have our ears blown off, so 1 second. Always love the mixing on here. There we go. Bring it back in there. So I'm glad that 5 sparkles is an entire two full sentences. All right, so we get our 7-day login for this one, and yeah, let's move right into the daily. So we talked about storage last night. We got Draka's event done, so I don't think it's on here anymore. Nope, don't worry though, we did get through there, and that is the special part about the beginning of this video. I would like to open up this heroic light and dark egg. I'm going to do it today because I'm interested just for the science of I didn't get to do the Draka event on my main account, so I'm kind of curious to see what we get. So let it go, let it fly. Let's see what light or dark Astromon we pull out of this egg, shall we? And here we go. Who'd we get? Okay. We got Light Eris. I don't know specifically. She's a tank. I don't know how good this Astromon is. Let's take a look at her. What's Evo 3 look like? She kind of looks like a female version of Merlin, except for she's not really floating. Tank, we don't have because she's level 1. So Tank's going to have more HP. What's she got for her kit, though? Weaken grants 90% chance to weaken the enemy for 2 turns, reducing their attack power by 40 and defense by 40. Okay, Weaken's not as powerful as the others because it's doing 2 things at once, so it has to be a little bit weaker, but that's not terrible. And then we got Keen, so increases critical hit rate by 15% and critical hit damage by 25% for 3 turns for all allies. So again, it's a double buff. Okay, kit, and then if she was a variant, we have defensive stance. So total, this is a complete support Astromon. The only difference is if she was a healer, she would probably be a little bit better, but doing a little bit of damage and then applying weaken or keen to your allies. I haven't gotten to play with keen even on the main account, so this would be an interesting thing to see how well this kind of rolls out here. Booking her would be a little bit of a chore, but okay. I'll take a new Astromon. At least her kit, like I said, isn't too too terrible. So there we go. That is our Draka Light and Dark egg for you guys. Again, not terrible, not that. And wish I could show you more excitement, but it is kind of what it is with that Monster Super League. Sometimes you get something that you weren't expecting. So 3 diamonds though, yikes. That's a tough one to sell with that. Maybe we get some, again, rolling with the Keen, we could put some Siphon Gems on her and see how well she does, maybe out in the field with our Dark Mona and whatnot. Maybe throw Mona in there, the leader slot for more damage, and then throw everyone in there. So, yeah, I'll get her leveled up as we're out and about. But like I said, let's get on to the daily as well. So we're going to start doing the daily every day. Kind of get you guys, new players out there, to motivated to get through here. The reason is you get a lot of good stuff. Obviously 30 Astro Gems is just a free refill. So when you're out and about, I haven't really talked about it, but definitely be spending the 30 gems for 180. This is your more bang for your buck. If you want to watch ads to get to get energy too, you get 2 per day. But this, you'll generally make this back in whatever you're going to be out there farming. So you should be at where I'm at, which you can start moving through extreme, and that is where you're going to be getting through your chapters again in the new continents, etc. And so spending 30 gems to get 180 energy, you should make this back, or at least getting 90% of it back by capturing variant Astromon, the Mihos, the legendaries, all those that start showing up. So we've got the daily to do, definitely the weekly, and eventually you want to definitely be getting the monthly done. 300 gems, Holy Gleam, even a Gleem egg. They're giving you the ability to push your 5-star Astromons faster and faster, which is a great thing. You know, we haven't talked about PvP and getting your Gleams that way, but there's a lot of stuff to start covering now that we've kind of gotten through the hump of our team is now ready to start farming certain content. So we need to start working towards our Holy Gleam, getting your weeklies done, and then coming in here with me every single day, which I appreciate you hanging out. And this is a good segue to be like, hey, if you like the content, go ahead and like it. If you're new here, subscribe. We got more of this coming down, and we've got stuff we need to cover. So let's just get going here. I am going to feed you once to get a daily quest done. And I was working on, I'm going to actually just switch to this view. There's Mona. I was working on, I forgot they gave you a intuition set on them. So I'm going to just pump a 1 into each one of these and get this going. You can see Mona's at 7,600 attack, so she's going to be doing just fine. We also have lucked out, and we have specifically gotten 2 Siphon Gems to our name on the account at our attack percent. So we just need 1 more, and our Dark Mona is going to be good to go for her starting to wave clear. So we need to purchase, we need expedition. Let's do this. Send them out. Again, it's better to be sending these guys out than not. Let's go check out what's in the shop. Now, generally in the shop, you know, you guys can be buying, you know, spending your gems, or not gems, your gold on the higher level things. That's fine. For the dailies, I usually just come in here and buy something really cheap and move on. We also get a gift a day, which is energy, starfruit, and gold. So we buy that. Just hit accept all. And we got a lot to start going in. So we got the purchase, we got the clan, the expedition. We need to use energy. We will do the battles, catching, Astromon League, all the good stuff. So now the ship is pretty much done. We have our lapse stuff, which has got 6 days. I'll get this a little bit later, but let us go out into the world. Now, every Monday, the game resets and you guys get 100 gems. Out of every bingo event that you do, make sure you are doing the weekly 100 gems that you get for free in the bingo. Everything else, all the rest of the week, that's not to say is not good. It is, but you should 100% be doing that. So let's sweep our gold dungeon. Our 2 times rewards are gone, unfortunately. And where do we want to work on? So we did just get a light Astromon. So if you want to do this daily done quickly, you can just go do the level 1 B boss. Let's just run. I want to see if we can actually do this one, since today is going to be a little bit longer of a video. We cleared it, but I didn't like actually watch it. Let's see what happens here. Mona's going to be the target here. And this is where achieving a little bit of a balance comes down with this stuff. So to give you a little hint about how the AI works, and it's not really a hint, you're just going to be like, duh, Leon, but this is how it works, right? Well, you have 4 light Astromon, and what are they super effective against? The dark Astromon. So the AI is going to generally target Mona in this. So eventually, in certain dungeons, you're going to want to have a little bit of balance going forward. There we go. We got a good petrify off, so that was a good stun for that wave. We'll target the boss here. Okay, 50% off that, and then she got the petrify there too. Good stuff. Well, they can keep getting CC'd. I'll take it. Defense down's not that big a deal. I do need to ascend this Draka. I don't know if I'm going to use the Gleams, talking about the Gleams here. Yeah, and Arthur's just going to puncture that down. So there you go. That is an easy team for that. So I could see RNG being a little bit, and we got 3 high stones out of that. So that's fine. I can definitely see the RNG getting the best of us there. So let's get our dispatch here, grab our rewards. Now, I have just been sending this out in the Starstone dungeon. This is pretty much just go to your highest level, do 10 dispatches, and send it out. There's real no downside to you doing that. Now, to save on energy, because we want to be using our energy out there, I'm going to go down to here and just do this. And let us get our catching the Astromon. Now, this is something new we're going to start here as well, and I will kind of announce it every day. You get free something we call sliming, and the reason why we call it sliming is because we are capturing the slimes out of the Phantom Forest because they're cheap, they're easy, and they're pretty high catch rate, especially after you level up your catching here. Again, I don't recommend doing this just yet. You can still kind of get by with your basic catch rate. But try and go out every day and capture at least, I'm not going to finish this for me. You guys can go ahead and finish it. But go out and capture at least 16 slimes a day. This is how you turn your gold into gems. And they give you that opportunity through quests every week for 1,000 free gems. So that means you have to do that 10 times. Well, easy math shows you, 16 times 10 is 160 slimes. I do not recommend going out there and doing that all in one go because you can burn yourself out very, very quickly. So, and then we only have to do 1 PvP, but I also suggest you guys come in here and do your 10 tickets. But going back to the sliming, you will burn yourself out very quickly trying to get 160 slimes every week all at once. I feel like spreading it out and suggesting that to you newer players out there is a better option. So now outside of that, we also have the Heroes Dungeon, which again, I think I was going to start on this. I've just been trying to focus on leveling this up, so now we can kind of come in here and start working on this. Let's throw Arthur, and I'm going to throw Valkyrie in here because Draka would just be fodder. So let's start working on our Soul Stones to get our Persephone, because this will be a free water Persephone to feed into ours. Valkyrie and her also need to get ascended, so at some point we'll have to do the water dungeon. And yeah, we're gonna start getting into your kind of your daily routine. They luckily again have the sweep feature for some of the the easier content, I would say, but we didn't have that. We hadn't had that for almost 8 years. I think it was in the past year they added that as I was taking a break from the game. Heal a little bit because it's Water Persephone. So you can kind of see where this boss is a little can be a little annoying, but we got that there. All right, well, only losing Water Valkyrie, I'll take it. Get our 1 soul stone. And just to kind of show that off on there, you get 3 attempts per day. So kind of I'll move through here, but just wanted to get in there and unlock that, show that off on that. We do need to climb the Tower of Chaos and also come in here and do your Apex battles. Do remember, doing your Apex battles and consistently doing it as you're trying to get to these exclusive trinkets right here for your Valkyrie. And then specifically for me, because I picked Dark Odin, I'm going to be going for these Dark Odin trinkets as well. So this will be once per month. So bare minimum, if we can pull out 2,000 trophies out of here, we can at least start getting there. So get in there, get your Apex battles done. And yeah, I think that is it for today. Again, a little bit longer video, but we got to get into it to start it. And tomorrow we definitely will be getting into the daily very, very quickly. We got 1 more weekly done. Got a challenge. We got that one done. So what we have here, we have Evolve. Well, again, this will feed into your weekly Astro Gems. So right there, if you want to think of it this way, you get your free 1,000 gems from sliming. So that's converting the gold you make out of the gold dungeon into, gems. Get another 120 here. So that's 1,120 gems just off the bat right there. Easy, math that you guys get for free every week. And saving that up over time is going to go back to going to the Primo festivals and things of that nature. So, all right, I'm going to get to it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next video.